Wow, this was a big one. You've learned what the break-even point is, how to calculate it for both a single product and an entire business, and how to use Excel's advanced tools like goal-seek and data tables to test different scenarios. Finally, you turned all those numbers into a powerful visual story with a break-even chart. Now it's time to put all these skills together in your main model. Module 4 project. Build a dynamic break-even dashboard. Your task is to consolidate all of this module's learnings onto your break-even worksheet. 1. Single product calculator. Create a section at the top titled Single Product Break-Even Analysis. This section should be driven by the product drop-down on your inputs sheet. It should display the selected product's name, its contribution margin per unit, the break-even point in units, the break-even point in revenue. 2. Multi-product calculator. Create a second section titled Bakery-Wide Break-Even Analysis. This should contain the table we built to calculate the weighted average contribution margin and show the final break-even point in total units for the whole business. 3. Break-even chart. Create the dynamic break-even chart. It should be linked to the single product section, so when you select a new product from the drop-down on the inputs sheet, the chart automatically updates to show the break-even analysis for that new product. Hint: your chart's data source will need to use formulas to pull the correct price and variable cost. This will be a fantastic addition to your model. You'll have a single sheet that tells you everything you need to know about the profitability targets for Greenleaf Bakery. Take your time with the project, and I'll see you in Module 5, where we'll dive deeper into profitability and pricing.
So let's go ahead with our project number 4. Here we are going to do the break-even analysis. So I'm going to start up with, let's look at the things we need to do. The first thing is to create a single product calculator. Okay, so we're going to start with our inputs. Now I want to create another table, a table that is going to capture everything that we need for this our break-even and even subsequent calculations. So here I'm going to call it table number 6 and product valuation table. Okay, this product valuation table is still going to carry some of the information also, so it's going to be the same products. Okay, it's going to still be the same products. Then we are going to have the sales price for the product. Then we are going to have the total variable cost, total variable costs. Then we are going to have the production volume, so production volume. Okay, so these are the things we need in this table. Let's format these things as usual. This one. Okay, let me bring in the prices for this one. Okay, I think I have the prices here. So these are the prices, so we copy, and the variable cost also, we'll copy this and put them in here. The price, the variable cost, then the production volume, we can still get them here. This is in units, so I don't think I need the extra decimal places, is not necessary. Okay, so here now I'm going to convert this to a table. Control T, my table has header. Then I'm going to name this table product pro Okay, let's say products val tbl. Okay, so that's the name I'm naming this table. So we have the table, excuse me, sorry, let's redo this. This is the place I need for the table, sorry. Okay, it seems he selected a different range. Okay, so the table name is product val tbl. Okay, so that is it. Okay, so now let's go to our break even. Already we have the break even worksheet. I'm going to delete everything here, so I'm going to press Ctrl A and I'm going to go to clear all. So I need everything here out. Okay, so we are now going to start. It says we should name here, title here, single product break even analysis. So I'm going to have number 1, single product break even. There's no point typing and wasting time. Let's just copy this thing. So the single product break even analysis. Okay, so number 1 is single product break even analysis. I'm going to let's make this font 16, at least a bit bold. So here it's going to be bold. Quite okay. So the first thing I'm going to put here is going to be the product selected. Okay, product selected. Select a product. So in our unit cost we have product selected, so we have also product selected. I think that makes sense. Okay, so product selected, and I'm still going to format it the way I formatted this one, so that's going to be like that. So product selected, widen this. This is going to have the yellow feed. Let's reduce this font size and bold it. So product selected. Okay, so the next thing here is going to be fixed costs. So let's have our fixed costs here. Then the next thing is going to be the contribution margin. Let's wrap this. Contribution margin, fixed cost, contribution margin. Okay, then we are now going to have our break even in units and break even in revenue. Okay, so we'll still make them bold. Okay, so let's wrap these ones too. Increase this a little bit. Okay, so since all these things are currency or accounting, whatever, so let's just add the thousand separator. So the next thing we are going to do is to bring in the use XLOOKUP to bring in this, to link the cells adequately. So the first thing we do is to link the selected product. So this is going to be equals here. So whichever product is selected will appear here. Okay, so the second thing is going to be our fixed cost, which is going to be equals to the sum of this is our table here. That is the table of the fixed cost. Okay, so the sum of this whole thing here. Okay, so the third thing is going to be contribution. Now the contribution is going to be for the selected product, so we are going to use X lookup. So, and it's going to be sales price minus the total variable cost for that product. So we are going to say equals X lookup. First of all, let's get that of sales price. So we get down to this place. Remember, the table we created now is going to give us what we are looking for. So X lookup, sorry, equals X lookup. The item that is here is the lookup value. Okay, so the table array, the lookup array is going to be in this place. So we are looking up for the product. So we are looking up for the product, and the the return array is going to be for our sales price. Okay, so minus X lookup again, and we are looking up value in, we are still using this as our lookup value. Okay, then we're still using this as our lookup value, and we still go back here to look up for products, and our lookup array here is going to be variable costs. Okay, then close the brackets and press enter. The formula is missing and expecting closing parentheses. Okay, add it and close it for us. Okay, X lookup. Oh, sorry, I didn't put parentheses here. Okay, so that's it. So now let's check here in our inputs. What is selected is pass-throughs. So 1100 is the contribution margin. Is it correct? Pass-throughs 1100, correct. Okay, let's select another product. Let's select blueberry muffin. Now blueberry muffin, the contribution margin here is what, let's see, equals this minus this is 1950. Undo that. Okay, so sorry, blueberry muffin. So let's check 1950. So our X lookup is correct. So for us to get this, it's going to be fixed cost divided by contribution margin. So this simply equals fixed cost divided by contribution, and that gives us that. Then our break-even revenue is break-even units times price. So we are going to say this equals this times, sorry, this times X lookup. So X lookup, the lookup value is going to be the product selected here, and our lookup array is going to be in this our table. So we are looking up here for the product, and the value we are selecting is the sales price. Okay, so enter. So that's it. So this is the revenue. Okay, so this sorts out our break even for each product. Let's go this. Okay, so let's check for different inputs. Let's select our classic sourdough loaf. So what's the break even? Okay, here the break even is product is exactly what we got, 794 approximately. So that's it. Okay, so the second thing we are going to do is to look out for the second question there. Says we should do calculation for multi-product calculator. So that's the next thing we are going to do right now. So let's do the bakery-wide analysis. Let's copy this out and say number 2, bakery-wide break-even analysis. Okay, so we are going to create a table where we are going to calculate those things. Let me say here I'm going to put in my break-even in units, break-even in revenue. Okay, so basically these two things are going to be here. The units I don't need them. It's not going to be accounting, so it's going to be number. So this one can be accounting. Okay, so the table, let's create the table here just below this. The reason is when the table it grows, it won't affect our break even, it will just change. Okay, so here I'm going to create a table. We have products. Let me copy instead of typing. So we have products, sales price, all the rest of them. Now remember, I'm going to try to link the information there down to this place. Sorry. Copy this and paste it here. So I have product, sales price, total variable cost, production volume. Then we are going to get contribution margin. Contribution margin. Then from there we get sales mix. Sales mix. Then from there we get weighted contribution margin. That's weighted CM. From there we get weighted sales price. Okay, so these are the things we need. Okay, I'm going to create a table here. Let me create a table like this with 2 rows. Okay, so Control T. My table has header and so this is going to be bakery wide TBL. Okay, so bakery wide TBL. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is to say equals. What is going to be here is going to be what is in the inputs table, equals this sourdough loaf. Okay, so what is going to be here is the sales price equals saldo sales price. Okay, what is going to be here is equals saldo total variable costs. It's following the same pattern. What's going to be here is equals the saldo production volume. Okay, so these ones are the calculations we are going to make. So this is equals to sales price minus the variable cost, so equals. Okay, so this is, we'll get this one later. So this one is going to be equals, okay, let's see if we can get this one now. This is equals this place divided by sum divided by sum of this place. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this gives us 1. Okay, now this place is the weighted contribution margin, which is equals sales mix, which is equals sales mix times the contribution margin. Okay, so this one is equals sales mix times the sales price times the sales price. Okay, so because we have the same product, it's still the same thing everywhere there. So now, since what is here is similar to everything that is here, so what we are going to do is we're going to do something. Let's copy this thing. So what I'm going to do is to use the autofill to fill it up. Okay, so that's it here. So this is why I said let's wait. So this is going to be equals at production volume divided by sum our bakery wide divided by the sum of the production volume. Okay, so that's what it's supposed to give us. Okay, so each production volume divided by this, so that's 18, 27, 36, exactly what we get. Okay, so that's it. So we are done with this. We can reduce the decimal places, or you can leave them like that, doesn't matter. So here now, for our break-even unit is fixed cost, so equals sum of our TBL over overhead, TBL overhead, TBL overhead. Okay, TBL overhead amount. Okay, the sum divided by the sum TBL overhead divided by sum open parenthesis sum of weighted average. Okay, so let's see. Okay, let's see, equals the sum of TBL overhead divided by sum divided by sum of bakery weighted average. Okay, what's that? Okay, let's check this out. Equals sum of TBL overheads, open up, amount, okay, close this, okay, divided by sum of weighted average, okay, close this. Okay, so that's it. Now this is supposed to be in units, not in accounting, so we change this to figure. Okay, so 860 units. Then this is going to be equals this times the sum of this. Oh, sorry, I didn't put sum. So this times sum of this. Okay, so that gives us this amount, 2 million, and so on. Okay, so this is the information we really need here. Now, if peradventure there is an added product in our sales mix, I think you can add fish roll. Okay, let's say egg roll, and egg roll is sold for 500 naira, and the variable cost is 220 naira, and the production volume per month is about 8,000. Okay, so now what we are going to do here is we still do the same thing we did earlier. I'll just expand this, and that gives us the whole information. There's 200, 8,000, so the contribution margin is supposed to be how much? Supposed to be 300, Abby? This is 220. Okay, it's 280. Okay, so this. So what it means is that our break even in units becomes 1,736, and our break even revenue is this. Okay, so this is how we get that. Now the final part is the break even chart. So for our break even chart, I'm going to create the chart here, but we need the data for that. So I'm going to create the data somewhere here. Let's start the data here, and what we need is units sold. Then we need fixed costs. Then we need total costs. Then we need total revenue. Okay, now all this is a function of what is already existing. Let's increase these units from 0 and increasing them by 250 up. Okay, so our total costs and our total revenue. Now total cost is always fixed, so here let's say 0 starts with 0. So starts with 0 and increase by 250 to 500. Okay, so let's just increase it that way. Okay, let's just stop here at 2000. Okay, so total fixed cost equals some there's no point equals, we already have fixed cost here. Okay, so that gives me what I want, so I'm going to make it constant. Press F4 and it gets down the same thing all through. Now total cost is going to be the total variable cost times units plus okay, plus fixed cost. So here is going to be equals to the same fixed cost. Okay, so let's multiply it. So this is going to be total variable cost times the units sold plus fixed cost. So here we are going to say equals units sold times we are going to use X lookup. So equals units sold, okay, times X lookup. So we are looking up what is selected here, comma, and we are looking it up for looking at what is selected here, comma, and we are looking up the table array. We go to the table array. We want to get the total cost. So this times the total variable cost. So we look up this place. Okay, so we look up this place and we look up the total variable cost. So we look up here. Okay, so that's it. So that's for that. Okay, it's not finished, sorry. Then we add plus total cost. Now what's important to know here is that I'm going to drag this thing down, and this place is supposed to be fixed, so F4, so it's fixed. Any other fixed location? Okay, I think that's the only thing that is fixed there. Okay, so that's it. So here I'm going to pull this down. Okay, so now this depends on what is selected here. Now we are working with sourdough loaf. Okay. Okay, for our total revenue is going to be units sold times amount, units sold times the amount. So this one is quite easier. Okay, so here we're going to say equals this place times x lookup. So we are looking up this location, comma, and this is I'm going to fix it too. Okay, so what we're looking up is the price for that product. So I look up units for the product. So we're looking up the price. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's it. Okay. So here at 0 we have no. Just notice that this is fixed. So I can actually drag this now. So okay, so we can actually confirm to be sure that what we are doing is correct. So here, since we are working with sourdough loaf, this is 350, 3,500 times 250. That gives us what? So let's do this thing here. 3,500 times 250 gives us equals 875. Okay, times 500 equals 17. So we are in the right place. So that's 8 for sourdough loaf, and it means that when any other product is selected, let's check it out. Selecting pastries. So pastry is selected, so the product things have changed here. Okay, exactly. Okay, so what we need to do is to get the graph done. Let's see, go back to our sourdough loaf. So let's get our graph done. So our graph is going to carry everything here. Okay, everything here. So we go to insert. Let's use recommended chart so that we get the graph. Okay, so this is it. Okay, so here now we have single product, break even chart. So depending on the product that is selected, now you will notice that this is going to be different for different products. So let's select packaged cake. Let's see. Now you see that this one drops down. The break even is quite lower. Okay, so this is how it's done. We started from the single product, so the bakery wide entire product. Then we now get the graph done. We can hide this since we don't really need to display it. So go to hide format, or you just right click and hide. So hide columns. Okay. I know that hiding the columns is going to cause this thing to disappear. Wow. Okay. So that's it. See you in module 5, where we're going to analyze profitability analysis.